Okay, so here I am at the USJ homepage. I am going to Academics, going over to Library, search the collection. Once I go there, I'm going to take research databases either from this link or from this link. I'll move down here and go right into EBSCO. Now here I need to log in. Notice I do not use the last part of our login, just initial last name, and now my password. Okay, I am now in EBSCO, and it's pre-selected for me in EBSCO certain databases to search. I could also pick Eric if I wanted to and scroll down and ask it to search a few others. But for now, I think we'd be fine with just using these two up here and Eric. When I press continue, this is where I do my searching, and I have a few different options here. I'm searching for information on digital storytelling, and notice what I'm really interested in, and it's starting to identify things for me, it's the digital storytelling in the classroom. Now, the tricky thing about EBSCO is getting the right search terms in, and if you pick a term that's too broad, you might get too many results. So you need to play around with this a bit. I am going to take that particular option. Now down here there's some other options, and it's probably good. You can limit to peer-reviewed, which I suggest doing for this course, and you can limit to full text, and that would make it much easier for you. 95 results popped up for me, which is not too bad. If I got hundreds, I would probably want to alter my search terms. So I'm going to scroll through here and look for some articles. This particular one here looks very good based on reading the description here. I'm scrolling down, and some of these others look like they're not going to work that well, but yes, here's another one that I think would work as well for what I'm interested in. So if I want to get to that particular article, digital storytelling, the one I first showed you, this one, I would click on it, and I'm getting a little blurb here that's telling me what's in the article, and it does look good. So at this point, I have an option right here to ask for the full text. Great, that's really what I want. So I pop that up. Okay, now I could either read it on the screen now, I could print it. Okay, and now I'm scrolling through, it looks pretty good. Okay, and so what I can do at this point, okay, is I can email it to myself if I wanted to. But I'm going to go back, and I just want to show you the other article that okay, to get back to the other article that I was also interested in, I can go back to my list right here. Okay, now the other article that looked like it would be of interest was the one about reading and writing. And so I'm going to pop that one up. Okay, now what I want to show you is if you really wanted to have this article, let me go to this one, okay? And it looks pretty good. Okay, I can save it to disk using this feature right here, or I can print it. I can also go back to my detailed record right here of that article, and I could email it to myself, which is something that many people like to do, especially those people that find it difficult to read on the screen. I've adjusted to reading on the screen, and so for my annotated bibliography, I'm really fine accessing one of these features. But if I wanted to email this article to myself, I would write in here, type in my email, which I think I suggest doing anyhow, even if you could read on the screen, because then you don't have to go back into the database and do the search again. And then I can write in here what it's about, so when I get my email, I know what I'm looking at. And then I can write a comment. Okay, now at this point, you can just send it off to yourself. Okay, so I'll do that right now. okay, and it's been successfully sent to me. So that's the basic idea. I want to just go back, though, and show you a few other things. So let me go back to my search results. I'll go back into EBSCO just for a minute here, okay? So I have a chance to show you again how this was working, okay? And okay, so that's the article that I was just looking at. What I also want to point out is you can, let me go to the PDF. Okay, so when you're on this particular page, you can, when you go to the detailed record here, okay, and you're coming up here, it's giving you some quick images, letting you know there's some illustrations. Notice here there's an option called Cite, okay, and when you pick that option, you can ask it to do the citation for you in APA format. Now, it's not necessarily going to be correct. I just want to warn you, but if you ask it to do your citations in APA format, okay, it's just going to remind you how that is done. So when I send it to myself now, it would have the citation done in APA format for me at the bottom. But again, you'd really have to. It's showing me right here what it's going to look like. There are some errors in the citation, I will warn you, because if you've looked at my other tutorials, you know the words in the title of articles needs to follow sentence case, and it's showing here in all caps. But it's giving you the basics, so that's another feature to look at if you're interested, is to click on Cite. And again, I could save it to disk or email it to myself, or I could print it if I happen to be near a printer. Or if I print it right now, I'm just going to get the abstract, and really what I want to do is probably print the whole article. So I would go back into PDF, okay, and then from there do my printing. So that's it. I just wanted to do a very quick tutorial to show you how to navigate around the database, and I just want to remind you that when you're using the database, if you type in a term that's too broad, that yields too many results, and I'll try to give you an example of that. Okay, and we're going to get too many for this. That's just too broad. Okay, you can see it's over 5,000, so you need to go back and limit it. Okay, I also have another tutorial that's on our class website regarding doing Boolean searches, would explain to you how to use the AND descriptors or any of the or not descriptors. So you might want to look at that if you haven't done Boolean searching in a while. Thanks for listening. Of course, if you have questions, ask in class, send an email, share with your peers any questions you might have. You might be able to answer each other's questions.